Drab Green Gang. There's actually a page on Facebook for that. It's a group. All they post is shit that's OD green. Cop rigs, day packs, 12 gauge micros, stacked micros. We got a little bit of green stuff right now. What's that thing? What could it be? James Ellis, Moreno, Most, what's up? Eagle, what's going on, man? Sam Landau, what's up? Roll up dump pouches. John Lynn. Dual pistols. Multi-tools. Radio pouches. Somebody's active shooter bag. Mesh pockets. More mesh pockets. Red line cocks. You just like red, or are you a firefighter? Lined tool bag lights. These are the tool bag lights for the Halloween coming up. Pretty badass, pretty cool. It looks cooler in person. I don't think, yeah, you can kind of see it. Purple hats and green ties and stuff. Candy corns. Derek Olson, what's up, man? Bobby, how are you? Evan Dixon, what's up? OD is the best color. You like that? You should get a tattoo. Make yourself all OD. You could totally be the OD guy. Fat Nuts, what's up, man? What's going on? Are you in town? Are you here? John Logan. Fat Nuts. Did we get your... I know I built your belt, man, for your kid's woman. I don't know what happened to it past that. I know there was talk that we were going to take it over to TAC Response. I don't know if that has happened. Or was that this last weekend? Yaesu kits, right on, man, nice. I have some Yaesus. When I get up in the morning, I'll have the day off from both jobs, but I'll go for a run and have a few knife orders. Cool. You seen this? Composition covers. More composition covers. These ones are Tiffany blue thread. Low profile visors. This coming weekend, right on. Belt shipped the day it was built. Got it, okay. Got it. Anybody know what this is? It is a firewood tote. Yeah, it is a firewood tote. I think we're shooting some footage of it tomorrow. We're fucking around with the firewood tote. We're gonna chop down a tree, chop up a tree, split it, turn it into firewood. Great Wolf, what's up? Derek Olson, thanks, man. I have another one. There's another one floating around here. It's pretty dark back here. I don't know. It looks pretty good through the camera, though. I think you guys can see it. I made the handles a little taller, a little longer. I think that it will hold more wood than most people are going to want to carry in one trip. That way you can get it on the shoulder easier. All right, 46 people, 47 on here, 30 thumbs up. I need you to back out, hit that thumbs up, do the free thing for us. YouTube does not put out a notification if you've watched these videos for any time. We used to have thousands of people on them. Now we are lucky to even see close to 100. So YouTube doesn't put the notification out, so I need you to be the notification. Take this video and share it, send it to somebody, and let them know that we are on here live. Post it on your social media, whatever, and tell them to come over and join us. Chris Watkins, what's up, man? Got butt packs and hydro carriers here, about to go. Got something in Alpine. What are these? These look like NSWs. Oh, more day packs, it looks like. David F., what's up, man? How's everybody's day? We can have a conversation about whatever you like. We can discuss whatever you want. But that has to be a two-way conversation. So get your little rat claws, get your little dick skinners, and start typing out some words. And we can talk for a few minutes here. If you're only here to see gear, I showed a bunch of gear in the beginning of this video. So just as soon as it's over, you can go watch that. Or you can inquire and we can discuss it. Has anyone has a belt fail you? I had one that the Velcro and tension loosened in public and was printing and had to leave, then found yours years ago from James. Huh, so it wasn't one of ours. Do you buy gold and silver? I do, man, I do. Do you want to trade some gold and silver for some product? I will accept gold and silver. I will. I buy all kinds of random stuff. I like to buy tubes. If I'm buying, you know, ounce of like silver or gold, I like to buy tubes. So for guys that don't know, that's 20 in a tube. And the tubes, while they sound like they're round, they are inside. They're typically like square on the outside. And they stack up in boxes. You could, like, I'd like to see all of you guys buy a little silver and gold every month. And then, you know, I would like to hear in a couple of years, hey man, I've been buying silver and gold and I have a whole tool bag full of it. Because it stacks in a tool bag. It stacks anywhere, right? You can just stash it places. You could even bury those tubes. They're very tight. The lid seals in really tight. Sometimes you even have to use like a flat-bladed screwdriver or a knife to kind of start it coming off. It's just in there so well. And if you're using a knife, be careful because you can really fuck yourself up. Can you see my wound? I have a wound. I can't fucking quite turn my hand. I have some rabbits growing out on grass, and I went to grab them. And these rabbits are so fucking muscular and so big. There's not like loose fur. There's not like a scruff like you pick most rabbits up like a cat. And just trying to get these things out over like the 30-inch. You got to reach down inside 30 inches to grab them. And I grab them and I get them to grass and I'm fucking pushing them down, holding them, trying to just grab that scruff that's not there because they're so muscular. And I got fucking cut up, just little shit, but that's what'll kill me in the apocalypse. It'll be like the rabbit scratched me and it got an infection or something. But gold and silver, you could take those tubes and totally bury those things and come back in 20 years and they would fully be protected. They'd be fine. Not to mention, you could put gold and silver straight in the ground and come back, and all that would be done is they'd be dirty and tarnished. But yeah, I think silver and gold is good. If you bought into silver and gold, I think it's a good store of wealth. It's something that's recognizable around the world, and typically I buy American Silver Eagles, ASE. You'll hear that a lot, ASE. That's American Silver Eagles. You can buy Canadian maple leaves, you can buy pandas, you can buy whatever, you know, cool picture you want. You can also buy what they call, it's not really junk silver, it's just like not American Silver Eagles. It's not, there's other mints making that stuff. I also like the 10-ounce silver stackers like Scottsdale makes. There's a bunch of companies that do them. But yeah, I think you could definitely do worse putting your money other places. So, great, Wolf. Thanks for sharing, man. What would make your soil soak up more water? More water, really more water. There's just not a lot of life out there, Josh. Those swales, that video you just saw, was 6 months ago probably when I was planting those suckers. And you know very well as I do what that soil looks like, because you and I stood out there and dug fucking 70 so blueberries up and down that hill there. And it's just rock and it's clay. And as you get down the hill, there's a lot of shale in there. And it's just hydrophobic. So it's just going to take life. It's going to take life, living and dying and putting, nutrients and hummus, just mulch and compost and shit there will definitely help it. It just needs life there. But we put cowpeas and buckwheat down, that will help. Because the cowpeas and buckwheat are there growing now. Everything's kind of died out, looking miserable right now. We had some 30-degree nights last week, and we've got cold coming, so we're really rolling into fall weather fast here. Like the fig trees, I pulled figs a week ago. Pulled a big Rubbermaid tote of figs off of there, and over the weekend it got cold, and now all the leaves are dead. It looks like somebody just threw fucking acid on the tree. It turned so fast. I have about 7,000 worth of silver, no gold yet. David, man, that's all right, because it kind of crosses over, right? It's the same. You could take that silver and trade it for gold. Do you want to have more lower denomination, basically? Do you want to have lower value that you could trade and hand off? Or do you want a larger store of wealth and a lighter weight that you could move or hide easier? And I think you're good with either one. You just get to a point like, if you're like, okay, you have $1 million, you have to put it into gold and silver. Well, then that's a conversation to be had, right? Do you want $1 million in silver? That's a lot of fucking silver. Or do you want half and half, right? Are we storing it for the future so that as we get older, we can divide it and give it to our children as, generational wealth that nobody's ever going to know about and it's not taxable? Or are we talking about, we think civilization is going to collapse, so we want to be able to use it as as money, right? Well, you'd probably be better off having it all in small, amounts in silver and stuff. I even buy grams, and I buy 1/4 ounce gold and 1/10 ounce gold, and you pay a lot more for that. But if society really did collapse, and you were using it for barter, then you will be very glad that you spent the extra money to do that. But I mean, it costs, you pay 2 times to 3 times as much buying small denomination as you would just buying ounces. I remember buying gold at $2.75 an ounce. I was in after that. I remember buying silver at $13 an ounce. Shit, there's a ton of comments here. Sorry, guys. The tubes are perfect. Silver and Bitcoin, because both are inexpensive to purchase and easy to keep. Yeah, Bitcoin's down right now. I didn't look at it today, but I look at an account that has, I look at a wallet that has Bitcoin in it, and I know that it's been as high as, well, it's been fucking a lot higher than it is now, right? So I look at it every day, and I'm like, okay, Bitcoin's down, but I don't know what it's at. I think it's at like 18 maybe. Bit late, feeling better today. Oh, I feel good, man. Feel really good. Local dealer today. Local dealer told us someone found 100-ounce silver bricks in the yard, painted like bricks in plain. Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah, organic matter. That's the word I'm looking for. Tabletop Farms. Exactly. I just priced a full bar. I can't afford one yet, but I will own one someday. David F., are we talking about a bar of gold? You can buy kilos. You can also buy 100-gram bars, 100 grams. You can buy kilos. Kilos are cheaper than 100-ounce bars. 20,000, okay, on Bitcoin. SOE seems you've been around a bunch of special forces and tier 1 dudes. Have you noticed a big difference between them, SEALs, Rangers, Green Berets? There is, man, there is. And I haven't been around a lot of SEALs in probably the last 10 years. All the SEALs I've been around in the last 10 years are older dudes who have already left the teams. So I think the military as a whole has changed a lot. You get around these younger guys, and they're just not as fucking hard. They're not as mentally tough, and the skin is thin. Now, I can't say that about tier 1 guys, but I mean, they are different. And I mean, I think you know that. You're asking the question. They are. The job is similar. The mode of transportation is the difference, right? Do you want to go in where you're going to pull a lot of triggers? You know, the Navy is you're going to shoot some people. As a SEAL, you're going to go in and do some of that shit. For a while there, they were taking all kinds of missions, and then they're like, okay, no, you're only 2 miles from the shore and back, so you're doing rivers and shore stuff, harbors, you know, ship takedown, VBSS, visit board search seizure, enforcing embargoes, shit like that. So when they reined them back in, they started taking all kinds of missions, doing riverways and shit. And there's different aspects of special forces, right? I don't know what I don't know what an 18, that's that series, right? 18 X-ray, 18 Delta is the SF guys. I don't know what they would tell you they do. Most of the ones that you see on videos and stuff, they portray themselves as the silent professionals. And that's not to say they're not. But you don't really know those dudes until you're alone and you have conversations with them. The SEALs, how do you know there's a SEAL in the room? He'll fucking tell you. You might be around a Special Forces dude, though, and not even fucking know he's a Special Forces dude. A lot of them, especially after, like, Sicario came out, you know, that dude that was in the back seat with the birth control glasses on when they were going to shoot all those, when they were going to light them dudes up when they were doing the border crossing. There's a lot of Special Forces guys that actually look like that. Ranger Dave was a ranger, and then he was a lot of people don't realize he was the head NCOI. He was the NCOIC for Combat Dive School for the United States Air Force. He was that show, Making the Cut. That was his class. That was his school. So he worked as a TAC-P guy, call for fire. He would embed and control air assets and artillery and shit for Special Forces units. And prior to that, he was a ranger, and they did a lot of missions supporting people. People always have this idea, especially lately, right? They got this idea because of all the Instagram and shit, that they're going to buy an armor carrier building or rescue their loved one when they get taken hostage by the motorcycle gang or whatever. What a lot of people don't see, and Scully and I talked about this quite a bit on the podcast that should be coming out any day now, our last episode. You don't see the support element, right? You see those Kiowas come up, you see the little birds come in and drop some dudes on the roof or whatever. You don't see the fucking hundreds of other people that are there to support those guys. And the other team, in case that fucking mission, something happens and they get compromised, there's usually a whole nother set of dudes on standby. And then, you know, the exfil and all that stuff. Like, you don't see all that shit. So a lot of times when people ask that, it's because they're younger and they're thinking, you know, what do I want to do? So a lot of it, you know, do you hate the water? You probably shouldn't be a SEAL. My dad started with a SEAL office. My dad stated he was a SEAL often, mostly to deter stupid people horsing around and someone could kill with you. Non-MPGs, What's NPG? Non-player. That guy with the glasses was based on a real Delta dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I've got Jeff and I have a friend. He worked at my shop in Oceanside. He was a 19th guy. A lot of guys don't realize the reserve SF guys oftentimes see a lot more combat and operational time than active duty guys do. And we had a dude, he worked at my shop for a while. He was with 19th, and 19th and 20th both have done tons of shit around the world. Iridium Group, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you here. David F., thank you for the $20, bud. Type some shit out if you're going to send some money, man. Give me something. Let me give you something. What can I do for you? Team 5 cleaned up ISIS in Iraq. We worked a lot with 5, 3, 5, and 7. We worked a lot with guys from 3, 5, and 7. With the gold, I was working with a glass blower, and we were literally setting it on fire. I saw Lance is making some cool recon jacks. He's doing some jacks out of silver. I think they're coming out about 6 ounces, the last thing I saw. I'm trying to hedge inflation and use it as a store of wealth. David F., man, I don't think you'd go wrong with bullets either, man. I've got some friends that, you know, just bought different things over the years, and anytime you've sold that stuff, it always went up in price. Every time there's a new president and they're talking assault rifle bans, if you'd have bought any of that shit, man, I had well, it doesn't matter. Years and years and years ago, I bought a lot of stuff, and every time there's an assault rifle ban or anything like that, and that's what Yeager said too. James always said, man, if you buy bullets, you're never going to fucking lose money, because you can't buy food that's going to store like that, right? If you bought eggs or milk, right? If you'd have bought 10,000 gallons of milk last year, what would that fucking milk be worth right now, right? But it doesn't store that way. But bullets do. You can store bullets. You can store, a lot of people say precious metal. James would always say precious metals, brass and lead. Fat nuts. I wasn't going to throw you under the bus, buddy. I said I know some guys. I've been humbled a couple of times, and I no longer think I'm Chuck Norris, sadly. David F., I don't know who you are or your background. Get yourself into a ShivWorks class or a seminar, man. Craig Douglas. Look at some of that stuff, that close-in shit those guys are doing. Holy shit. You'll be a better human being no matter what. Just take one of those classes. You'll have a good time. If I bought a Mosin Nagant 15 years ago for $80, now I look at the price. Yeah, dude, we were buying Norinco SKSs for $69 a piece, and I think there was 6 in a crate. But when you were getting them, I think they were coming through like B&B back then in LA, and I think they had them in 10 a case. I think they were coming 10 a case, and they still had the Cosmoline and shit on them. SP89s, man, I had 3 SP89s. And the first one I bought, I want to say it was $600, $900, and $1,200. I think that's what they were. I had a HK91 I got for my 16th birthday. It was $475. I mean, look at the prices now. Craig Douglas is the up close class. Yeah, he's going to be here, I believe, at Great Wolf Tactical. I think there's talk of using his dojo. In February, last I heard. Keep your dead batteries. Yeah, a lot of people are storing electronics, man. A lot of people are storing old, dead electronics. There's not a good way to harvest the materials off, the metals off of them yet, but it's coming, man. It's coming. Did you catch Mike and Andy on Joe Rogan last week? I did not. Mike and Andy who? Who are we talking about? Andy Stump and who? I heard somebody on there and thought it was Andy Stump. Is that who we're talking about? if that's who we're talking about, he lives out in Whitefish, Montana. He's friends with a guy I know, Rob. Oh, MPG, no pussy glasses. Yeah. David Goggins. I believe Goggins is living here in Nashville. I think he's in Nashville here. Philip Strother, how are you, man? Speaking of knives, any interest in any of the new super steels? So, Bobby, I don't know shit about metals. Typically, when you go to Blade Show, knife makers are looking to see what Dwayne Dwyer is using. And when Dwayne uses it and tests it and runs it, you see all the other big high dollar knife companies. I wouldn't say big, but the high dollar knife companies start using it. And then the next year you see other companies using it. But Dwayne is usually the tip of the spear on new cutting edge metals in the knife industry. Mike Sorelli. I did not know that Mike Sorelli was on there. I will definitely go back there and watch that. Mike spent a lot of time at my house in San Diego, and a ton of the gear that we built that's labeled NSW was from Mike. I did not know that. SKS are up in price due to Cali regs. 91s are $5,000. Shipping on those 3 boot bags from last night. Yeah, I saw your order, man, this morning. I saw it. $300 an ounce had to be 20 years ago, yeah. I'm just reading back through some of these. I think we're about caught up with them. Rotate your water. I don't rotate water, guys. I have 275 gallon IBC totes. We filled them off the hose. There's no algae in them. Stale water. What the fuck is stale water? I drank water out of fucking ponds in the canyon from road runoff when I was a kid. Will it accumulate over time and fuck you up? Yeah, maybe. Am I worried about it? No. I also drank water out of hoses. People are so fucking worried about water. Put water in containers. If it has fucking chlorine in it and you seal the container, the water is still going to be fucking, you can still, I use it. We use it all the time. I'm not at all fucking concerned about rotating water. Put it away, and if you're really fucking worried about it, take that water and just run it through a filter if you need to. Run it through any kind of filter, a Berkey water filter, a backpacker, a Katadyn, an MSR, whatever. Greetings from behind enemy lines. Just got back from my mom's funeral. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Sorry to hear that, man. Guessing on the 91 price too, I was saying probably is worth 10 times. Got it. See you guys, this fat nut's right on there. Got my day pack. I can put so much crap in it, yeah. What are a few of your favorite Strider body styles? I like those SOE SNGs, and I want to buy one of their fixed blades. Derek, man, buy whatever you want from them, buddy. Get the one that makes your dick hard. Get the one that just feels right in your hand. And be honest with yourself, right? I have a lot of large Striders. They're fucking large, right? They're big. So just be honest with yourself. Are you really going to carry it if it's larger, right? Most of these are SMFs. The pre-production samples for like laser work. This one's just enough that it marked it. It didn't really eat a lot of the material. Whereas the final version is very three-dimensional and it ate the material out. I still have some of these. I've got some of them still new in package. We put some up for sale, and then I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just keep them. I don't really want to sell them. That's a bead that Cody did. There's a ton more fucking knives here. Here's one of Dwayne's. That wood right there is off the deck of a battleship. Josh, do you remember what battleship this was off of? That wood came out of a guy got it out of a shipyard when they brought one of the ships. It had actually sank, and they recovered it. And all that wood sat in, I think, Oregon for fucking decades. That's one of the originals. I actually have two probably of these for sale. I guess they're for sale. I could care less whether I sell them, but I have two of the original SMFs. And what these are mostly knives. Like when I go out on the weekends and shit, I'll take this one out of my pocket and put a knife on. And then when I get back, I take the knife I was wearing and quickly put it in my desk drawer. Because inevitably I'll have it, if I go to bed or whatever and I get up in the morning, I'll have that knife still in my pocket. And if I end up outside and need a knife, I'll use it. And as some of you guys know, some of these things carry a value. Like they change secondhand market at $6 grand. So I try to keep them in shape. I've got some, I still have a few of our lighters. Yeah, Iridium, that Strider knife, that Dwyer is super cool, man. It's a battleship that was named after a president. I don't know why I can't think of the name right now. And this knife is light too. It's light. But this just goes really well with my Panerai with the thick leather strap that Greg gave me on it. It just matches real nice. I've got a couple different models of Strider. There's one of the Strider lighters right there. But like we usually retain like zero. We usually do a 0 through 24, and then I usually keep 1 through 3, 0 through 3. Are the lighters on the website? They are. There's probably none populated though. Just hit me up, send me an email, and I'll get one on there for you. I was going to make some leather belts just to use Hank's buckles. Those black side customs. I got a bunch of like that. I don't know where I put it. Here's one of my black side custom pins. What are we selling the lighters for? I don't know. I think they're 200. I might be quoting you too low. I think they're $200. Offhand, get an offhand fixed blade. What does an offhand fixed blade mean? I really like some of the Strider. We're going to do a collaboration with Strider on some of their thinner, small profile knives. Like you could use them as a neck knife. We're going to do some of those. Here's billet lighters, $250. There we go. I want to say it's named after a former president, but I don't remember either. I think it's something thick in my hand, so I prefer the SMF over the S&G. I do too, man. I like the bigger. You carry an XL, and yeah, XL's fucking big. I don't know that I even own an XL. Nicest knife you own is an Emerson. Aaron Kinder. The best knife is the one you have when you need it, buddy. I've had a lot of, I had a friend that worked for Emerson for a long time. I do have some Emersons. I'm just not in love with them. I just haven't. Like, I like the CQC6 and the CQC7. But most of the ones that I actually carried and used were the Benchmade collaborations. But that's a small knife, man. When Strider came out and made folders, the first folder was a Buck folder, but even when Buck was building those, it was just bigger. It was just more robust. I wanted something that I could pry shit with and not worry about breaking it. Fixed blade, oriented for support hand, because if primary, gotcha. You can take some of the Striders too, and you can bolt them onto your holsters. Like we did a holster. We did our normal tactical holster, our tack holster, our drop holster, and we didn't sew it to the trigger guard. Instead, we had a Kydex insert that went inside, and the Kydex had positive retention off your trigger guard, like they do today. But we took that shell and put it inside of our nylon, and then you could put a Strider knife on the outside of that shell. And we see guys putting Striders on the outside of, on like the kind of the fairing, I guess, on those things, and we see them putting them on safari lands and stuff. Non-dominant hand, gotcha. Did the pulling the thread video do as well as far as views? So our pulling the thread video is not up yet. I guess the first one is. I guess the first one's up. But we have 3 hours we have 3 hours recorded that should be going up any time. Lost some really expensive knives and sunglasses. I'm terrible. I get it, man. With the Marine Corps birthday coming up, do you have plans on making and selling a piece of gear? We do. We do. I don't know that we're going to have a patch in time. We will have a free item with the sale code, and then there will be a couple of bag options that you can purchase. Every time I looked at a Strider, it's been sold out. Yeah, you have to know how to buy one, and you'd be better off. So Strider's dealer program is kind of like my dealer program. When you see us put new product out, what you don't see a lot of times, we'll build some new item and we'll populate it on the website, and we'll have all of our samples built, and we'll have fucking maybe even 100 of them cut to go to production this week. We put them on the website and we let guys buy the ones they want. A lot of guys actually buy a dozen of them, and that's kind of the dealer program. Forever, our dealer margin was 30%. So like Op Tactical was a big dealer. Tactical Response was a huge dealer of ours. Who are the guys up in Canada? DS Tactical. DS Tactical was a big dealer. And the margin was 30%. And then when we shut our dealer program down about 7 years ago, guys that really liked gear continued to buy all of our shit, and they'll even break it up and buy multiple orders to get the free promo items, and they will sell off the promo items, and it will more than cover the cost of the item that they actually wanted. So that still happens, and that's kind of Strider. Like there are some knife Instagram pages, and all they do is sell Strider stuff. They'll hit the drops and they'll buy them. So if the knife dropped, let's say for $750, the resale the next day on it's $1,000. What does that mean? That means the real market value of that knife is $1,000. And I know dudes are like, that's bullshit. He got it. That's business. That's business. If you want it now and you want to go buy a Strider and you want to have several options, the cost is $1,000. That's just the market value of it. That's just how that shit works. Marpat needs no wetsuit to go under ice wall. Scully quote. I can't get Marpat. We've been on the phone, right? I don't even fucking talk on the phone ever. I've been on the phone with 3 different mills, and the stuff we got that we called Marpat, it wasn't Marpat, it's called Jungle Stalker. It's a digital woodland camo. It's like this, but you know, Marpat colors. We can't get it fucking anywhere. It doesn't exist. I got Cadpat, AOR2. We got all kinds of stuff. I don't even remember what this one's called. But we have a ton of shit. I do not have shit from Marpat. So it looks like our Marine Corps birthday promo stuff is going to be woodland this year. We have always been able to buy that shit. It's just been there. It's fucking always in stock. And the mills have quit running quite a bit of stuff. They've just stopped running shit. We're like, they're running multicam right now. The machines are literally running multicam. Multicam is out of stock and back ordered until November. So, I mean, we have multicam and shit in here, not a problem. Yeah, woodland's good. The thing with woodland, though, the print on woodland is so large that when you do small items out of it, a lot of times you don't get a lot of pattern on the item. I was going to post this, but decided to drop. Just watching the newest drop. Have you thought about water bags for your pants? From what I understand, it doles out the water slowly and isn't as effective heat evaporation. Max, I don't have a clue what we're even talking about, man. Chocolate chip. There's chocolate chip out there. The goods that they're printing it on are not like the Cordura we get, though. It's not the same shit. So like this multicam right here, the stuff you see all these small guys, and even London Bridge is making shit out of chocolate chip. It is not this chocolate chip though. It's not the same material. Small pattern, distance, stand out. Has anyone ever given you amount of pattern complaint? Hopefully, yeah, we do, Derek. Here, for instance, I still sew a lot. I sewed a couple hours tonight. So right here, these are single pistol mags. This is a very good example right here. Pattern's good. And when guys buy multicam black, they're buying it for the pattern. These pieces here are pieces that I refused. Now, this is the top lid, right? So the Velcro is going to get sewn on here. So there's pattern down here, but all you're going to see when this folds over is you're going to see 4 inches here. So that's a reject. We're not going to use this piece because a guy buying multicam black that's paying, I don't know what he's paying for this at this point, probably $35 for this pistol mag pouch. So we don't use them. But a lot of times I actually think I'm going to go onto the website, and it would take a lot of work to do it, but add high pattern content. So like when you buy multicam black pistol mag or like a pelter wrap, there'll be an upcharge and you can get high pattern content. Because we do build these, I sit them in seconds. I have a whole fucking room full of shit like that gets built in production, but there's not enough pattern. The pouch is 100% usable, and some of the multicam black stuff has so little pattern on it that we could actually send it to a guy as black and he wouldn't even second guess it. But I think we're going to put on there high pattern content and it'll have an upcharge, so you always get, because there's guys that are buying this shit and that's what they want. They want the pattern. And there's other dudes that are like, I don't care what color it is, functionality. Who's the dude that had the tool bag with the zipper that was he was having an issue with? I don't remember who he was. His bag is here. And we're going to pull it off and try to put a new slider on it and see what's up with it. What's a decent sewing machine to learn on less than $1,000? You're gonna pay right at $1,000, man. We did shit. The first machine I had was a 130, a Singer 130E or 130 GM, and they're almost the same machine. And that was a lightweight machine, whereas these are all heavier weight machines. And when you're looking at them, see this? It's got 2 tensioners here. This is a heavier weight machine. This is that's a compound walking foot or a needle feed walking foot. When you look at sewing machines and they don't have these double tensioners, it is not what you want to do this kind of stuff. You want the bigger machine. I would tell you, when you're learning to sew and you're telling me $1,000, I would tell you, look for a Consew 206. And there's probably 10 brands here. I got Nakajima, Consew, High Lead, Pfaff, Singer, Seiko. They're all Consew 206s. They're literally, the parts are all interchangeable in these machines. Now, if you're gonna tell me everything I do I'm fucking awesome at, I would tell you jack your money up and go above 1,000. We're buying these LU 1508s. We're buying bigger machines. These Jukies. I'm about to buy 6 more of them actually right now. We're buying these Jukies. They're just more forgiving. When you're learning how to sew and you have to finesse these things, it's like driving a car with a clutch, right? You can't even buy a fucking Porsche with a manual transmission. You want to make money? Buy 911s with fucking manual transmissions in them. The Tiptronic, that new transmission they have is so fucking fast, you can't shift as fast as the car can shift. And that's what these machines are like. So these are servo motors. They have electric motors on them now. And when they go bad, we just put them in the trash and put a new motor on. But they have a rheostat on them, and I can turn the speed up and down. It used to be a clutch. See how this machine has paint here? Because they don't have to do manual braking right here. Whereas this machine here is starting to wear because these machines get used a lot. But when you look at my machine over here, they have actual clutch motors in them, and the paint's worn off all these wheels. You could do what you want to do. You could start doing it with one of these machines. This is a 280L Nakajima. It's really a Consew 206. But if you're really gonna do something like this or build bags or something, here's a clutch motor. That's a clutch motor compared to that little tiny servo motor. I drive a manual car. We're fucking right on, man. M5, very cool. Would you ever sell your worn out machines, or are they trapped? No, we don't sell them, man. I have 52 sewing machines. I don't ever sell shit. We're always pulling parts or scavenging. These are 3. I have a guy coming in here tomorrow from Alabama, and we're gonna get all these machines. These are machines that we took parts off of. These machines will all be up and running tomorrow. I'm hiring 2 more people this week. Almost snagged giant Singer for a sewing leather from an auction. That's cool, but when you buy those old machines, man, just they're old machines. I think we're going to add some leather gear. I'm probably going to add a skiver and a big post, stand-up post machine, and I think we're going to add a couple double needle machines for just setting up. We do a lot of processes that a lot of our people can't do. I've got a couple people that can do them precisely. So we're going to take some of the human margin of error out of things and just have some special attachments made. So we just do them in less passes, less labor. Have a Sailrite fabricator, does well. Yeah, they're small though. They're small. Ranger Dave has a Sailrite, and it lives in his mobile home with him. Not mobile home, RV, his RV. He's got a badass RV. But he comes here a couple times a year and sits here for days and makes gear on my machines. Will 3D print ever catch up with your trade? What do you mean? There's people making attachments that are 3D printing attachments for these things. But we have an attachment maker that builds just all kinds of crazy shit. Like this machine here didn't exist. This machine was put together. It's got a drive motor here. We have an attachment here that takes 2-inch webbing, folds it into 1 inch, and then applies edge tape all in one pass. It's a double needle machine. So we've got guys that make attachments to do stuff, just like tool and die makers. Using it just to fix heavy-duty toe straps right on. So like a class 7 machine, those are big machines. That's probably what you're talking about. It says cord, and you're going to use F cord, and the needle for those machines is the size of a ballpoint pen cartridge. They'll sew through a 1/2 inch of plywood all day long. RMJ tactical blades and tomahawks. Can anybody tell Peter what my thoughts on RMJ are? I have a fucking very close friend of 25 years. Like, know him in real life, not the internet. And he runs a lot of projects at RMJ. And he is here at all of my events. RMJ is just over in Chattanooga. And we're doing a collaboration with RMJ. This is the tomahawk we're doing. And they were here, the owner of the company, one of the owners of RMJ and American Tomahawk were here and did a demo breaking locks and breaking chain and shit here at our Self-Reliance Festival. I think it's awesome shit. I think it's great shit. Does Drac have Instagram? He does, man. He does. Drac's doing huge things. Like a lot of people see Drac and they're like, oh, that kid. He's 35. I think he's 35. He's doing huge shit. Like he has a nonprofit. They rent out the whole entire fucking stadium in Atlanta and do these Nerf wars and shit. Drac is very impressive. I know a bunch. I know a bunch of shit about Drac. I don't know if the public knows it. Drac's making big moves, man. Big moves. Don't stab your foot, Evan. That fucking went right through my shoe and my foot. When I took my shoe had blood in it that day. You ever tried an old pedal machine? I have not, Ryan, and Amanda really wants one. It's called a treadle machine. Could add that field to every product Shopify with a DB with one. See, there you go. Remember when you were asking me if I needed assistance with something? CB, is it CB or GB? God, I need glasses. I have glasses. I have glasses made every year or so. And I put them on and I see really good. And then I take them off and I can't see. And I know if I start wearing glasses for any length of time, I'm never going to be able to see without them. So I've prolonged it another 5 years, probably thus fucking my vision up even worse than it is. But it's getting consistently to the point I'm going to have to wear glasses. So is it GB? It's GB. What do you plan to do with your sewing machine, man? What do you want to make? And when you're ready to buy one, I'll tell you where to get it and how to shop for it. Do you still have time to shoot your bows? Man, that is a conversation I have in my head. Self, that's what I call me. Self, not really. Bad motherfucker, do you want to shoot your bow today? I actually have that conversation probably 2-3 times a week. I'm like, I need to get that bow out and just shoot. And we could do content on it too, because I know I don't shoot as well as I will. So to see the progression will come pretty quick, and then I can get a coach to come out or get some dude to come out and give us some classes and tips. I'm sure there would be some good content built around that. Have a couple orders, small stuff. Tried responding to confirmation email, didn't get a response. So Aaron, a lot of that is if I can't do shit with it, I don't respond to it. And a lot of it is if it's not immediately actionable, we just can't respond to it. I don't have a dude that sits here and does emails. Like, I literally fucking do the emails. If you get a response, that's why so many people, anybody on here got a response from me after midnight ever? Because that's usually when I get in bed. That's when I do emails. But if it's something I can do, what happens is, and I hit print. Hey, I have this order and I'll take this instead, or can you tell me what this is waiting on? And usually when I'm looking at those emails, I am in a vehicle as a passenger, or I am in bed, or I am in the middle of doing something. So I hit print, and the printer tray fills up. I don't know what my printer tray holds. I'll bet it holds 200 pieces of paper, if not more. I've got a Big Brother printer. And every few days, I go in there and I pull those off the top and I look at shit, and it'll be missing something. And I'm like, Cody, can we get this in motion? And he's like, yep, I can do it today. Or I'll go, Cody, how many more of these do we have on order? Let's batch these up. But when you ask about something, like a guy just asked about a black with red thread 12 gauge micro. I remember it because I saw it out on the floor today. And we had, I think, a few of them on order. So all of those guys, I never replied to him because it's not actionable yet. I just said, hey, let's build these. So we built some, and then it takes about a week. And I got a bunch of dudes every day that are like, belts, 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 belts. I don't ever reply to those guys. If it's something I can do, I just build it. And then usually they ask every fucking day for 3 or 4 days. But that's about what it takes for one of those things to get through here and get out the door. And then they ask and they ask and they ask. And I look and I'm like, hey, this thing shipped 2 days ago. Here's the email that we sent you. So that's usually what's up with it. We are to the point right now, we have way more fucking work than we can handle. That's how it's always been. It's been this way for 30 years. Because every time I have this conversation, dudes are like, well, you should hire some more people. Well, you should quit your motherfucking job and come on over here and fucking work in the middle of nowhere, and then you'll fucking understand what the fuck's going on. But it'll get out the door. It'll get out the door. Or when somebody gets a chance and can actually do something with it, we'll give you options. OD day pack. If you ordered an OD day pack, chances are it will ship to you tomorrow. I've never seen one in the store. Thought about making them. Figured I'd learn how to make gear. I was thinking about making custom dog leashes. Oh, there's tons of dudes doing it. I'm not telling you don't do it. There are fucking tons of dudes doing dog leashes. You have not researched your market enough. And that's not to dissuade you. Not at all. But there's a fucking shit ton of guys doing dog leashes. Lincoln has a wire machine, makes root tracking moot. It does it for you, Cody. I don't know what we're talking about. What's on the wall? Just tapping in. And Aaron, if you take those confirmation emails and just reply to them and tell me, hey, I'm the dude that was on the live tonight, I'll look at them a little closer. The laser Velcro is going to be sweet. So, Kayla, anybody on here know anything about these? I'm not asking what you fucking read. I'm asking, does anybody actually have a laser that they consistently use that knows something about this? This is not the laser to do Velcro. Cody's got another board coming for this thing so he can use some other program. But it's melting the Velcro, but not clean enough. If we heat it, if we raise it up, it shoots through it. There's some other kind of laser we need to get that'll just fucking brand the Velcro. Basically, I want to dead the Velcro. So like I picture like a combat cock with like Velcro on there that's also a combat cock that's been, melted flat. So the Velcro's still good because you could just put a patch over the edges of it. Never seen one like I want to make. but I know the market's saturated. I don't know it's saturated, man. Branding and marketing, right? Branding is who you are. Marketing is telling your story. It's all how you present it. It's getting to the right places. Aaron Kinder, man, what do you have on order right now? What are the main items on those orders? And we've been building a lot of old orders. Everything we're building right now, for the most part, is old orders, and we're bumping up the numbers, especially as the materials come available. So there's a lot of orders sitting, and then we need the free promo stuff. So, like, I know we've got probably 30, 40 boxes up there ready to ship that just need the Friday the 13th shit. So I know Amanda ran a ton of Velcro, embroidered Velcro for that. Shot through it with the laser, change the background where you put the Velcro. Shot through it with the laser and change. So you see through it like a die cut? Is that what you're talking about? So something different back in it. Woodland sling also. So the woodland, there's not a single woodland sling that's been made. I made all of the 2-point padded slings. I know exactly who you are now. I saw your email. We just got woodland. Woodland just came in the door a day or two, a couple days ago. And I actually took the wrapping off of the woodland material today and cut the first piece out of this. There's 75 yards of woodland right there. So those padded slings will be coming soon, but there's not a single woodland 2-point sling is shipped yet. And that's me. That's lagging. Woodland sling also on one of them. Velcro back mesh pockets. It was hard not to buy them when I was at SRF. Did we talk when you were at SRF? Did I meet you? We've been doing a lot of Velcro back pockets. This whole bin right here is mesh pockets. That bin's mesh pockets. Those are mesh pockets. We're getting everybody's mesh pockets caught up. You just showed a way to tattoo our gear with a soldier iron. John, you just showed a way to tattoo our gear with a soldier iron. Stays under the patches and pouches unless they rebuild it after. I don't know what we're talking. I'm the Capri Sun guy. Okay, you had the green. You had the green fupa. Right on. That is a beautiful roll of M81. Holy fuck, is it heavy? Six foot, 2 foot, and hands-free leash. 6-inch collar. What do you mean 6-inch collar? Do you mean 6-inch wide collar, Dakota? Is that what you're talking about? Toughest time I had on machine Okinawa because we had no two-phase board. We got we got butt packs coming too. We got more butt packs being made. I've got a couple medical backpacks sitting here still. Six-inch long. Oh, got it, duh. I'm choking. Someone help me. Bully Holland, dude. Stop auto asphyxiating while masturbating. If you're typing to us that you're choking, you should probably call for assistance where somebody can actually help you. lasering the Velcro. We can do with old soldering iron on gear. Under pouch. Gotcha. So we tried using a brand that went on a soldering iron, and it didn't like flatten it. It when we pulled it up, it was all sticky. It just didn't work the way I needed it to work. Can you see the inside of the OD bag? Yeah. Is that other Multicam Med backpack with Coyote Velcro still up for grabs? Yeah. Send me an email, tell me you want it, and I'll put it on the site for you. Just be aware, the Multicam ones on this run, we had Multicam Velcro, and that bag that we're talking about right now has Coyote Velcro right here. So it's got black Velcro inside because we don't have 6-inch Velcro in OD. And then it's got green 420 pack cloth. And then on the back it looks like this. Matt Christopher, what's up? Jose, what's up, buddy? How are you? Love seeing all that OD. Man, if you'd asked me 6 months ago, I'd have told you we fucking might not be in it doing OD. I can't get, so like 3-inch webbing in OD, we haven't been able to get that for fucking 2 years now. Which means we have to build it in a more labor-intensive manner, which costs more. So the lids on these are webbing. But when we do them on Multicam, we actually make the lid out of Cordura. And if you look at this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 passes of stitching to build this. It's got twice the labor to build this lid. And that's what we have to do them out of now to do OD green, because there's no 3-inch webbing. There's all kinds of materials that are just fucking disappearing. Someone could use one of your keychains. That's what I thought, Great Wolf. That's what I was thinking. But I mean, we could totally just make a stubby. Hell, you could even leave it on the dog with the other one. Bully Holland, dude, are you still with us, or have you left the world? That's that medical backpack we were talking about. But do you have one of these? Man, that thing runs for a long time. Fucking, it's not turning off. I have a crow. I have these crows, and they're motion activated, so they go rah, rah, and they turn their heads and kind of flap their wings, and they're about the size of a pigeon, probably a real live pigeon. But I put them up in the bar in the dark, and when Amanda walks up there, they go off. They're fucking really loud. Every now and then I forget they're there, and it scares it'll startle the shit out of you. Here's a bunch more. Amanda's been built. I don't know if I can show you this. Let me see. I don't think this is out yet. I don't know if I'm supposed to be showing you these. Let's look at this one. It's kind of cool. It's flannel lined. It's a little pocket. I think we're going to make some of these that you could just put glasses in, or sunglasses, you know. It's not crush proof, but it would keep them from getting scratched for sure. But Amanda's made a bunch of these little pouches, and it's got a little elastic loop here on the side. But she's done a bunch of them with different pattern material and stuff. Here's one she's doing right here. And this is BDU material. It's what they make uniforms out of. It's the square print grid stuff. Ripstop. Small lined Rambo pouch. We have supply issues at work. Is the same getting worse for you? It's hit and miss, man. I think a lot of companies are closing down. Like companies right now that we've done business with for 20 years, all of a sudden, I feel like maybe they're in bankruptcy or they're in some kind of program, accounts receivable program or something. Like usually they just run my debit cards or my credit cards. And now they send us a payable invoice and they're billing us. We're getting payable invoices from them on like Saturday and Sunday in the middle of the night, which is weird. So something's going on. Shit's going on around the world for sure. What's my sunglass preference? So I like Oakley's, man. I've got some Pradas. I've got some Bentley sunglasses. I have several pairs of these Ducatis. And I've got some that have literally fallen apart. But I really like the Oakley carbon fiber stuff. And then I've got some, I got a pair of those Ducatis that have prescription lenses in them too. That small pouch would be great for some Mutiny Metals pieces. It would. I like Mutiny Metal. I like the dude over at Mutiny Metals. I just saw, hold on a second. Oh, that's a whole nother fucking strider knife. I thought I was going to show you a pouch. I thought I was going to show you a pouch full of Mutiny Metals. I guess I am not. I have a thing full of Mutiny Metals somewhere. Obviously, it's not right here where I thought it was. Somewhere is a pouch full of, like, stuffed full of Mutiny Metal stuff. Gator glasses are my jam. So my friend Ken owned Gators. Gators out of San Diego. We used to ride dirt bikes with him. He worked at Oakley for a while. And we were getting Gator sunglasses, we were getting Xerox boxes full of Gator sunglasses in the beginning. And we were selling them at the swap meet in San Diego. Yeah, I give them for max, exactly. I like to buy, 10 pieces the same and make custom little small pouches and then give them to the kids and, close friends and stuff. I really like his mermaid medals, nice big tits on them. RX glasses or Oakley, probably, yeah, for sure. Where should I look for a good sewing machine? I would start on Marketplace, man, and put in commercial sewing machine. I would start there. And then I've got some places too. If you hit me up through private message, I'll put you a couple direct companies. There's a good company out of Los Angeles. There's a good company out of Alabama. And then you're going to pay shipping. But, what does that even mean nowadays? I hope that you are operating at a position in life where saving $200 means nothing to you. It's about time, right? I could go pick up a machine in Alabama, but what is my time cost? So to put it on a machine and get it here for $200 or $300, it's actually saving me money by not having to go to Alabama, right? I hope I hope everybody listening to this is in that position in life. And if you're not, let's figure out how to get you there, right? Haven't grabbed one yet, but the large, I think, 10-ounce skull. Yeah, I've got some. So there's some other dudes making some cool skulls too. I have a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but I have some 10-ounce sugar skulls that I bought for Amanda. They're badass. All right, guys. Hey, good talk tonight. Good talk. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna get off of here. Got to be up super early in the morning. We have a ton of shit going on tomorrow. So we will bullshit again tomorrow night. And everybody have a great evening. Thanks for spending your time here. You could be anywhere. And this is what you chose to do.